Hi everyone, this is Dr. Nitin Choda with Ignition Time and welcome to my channel. Thank you so much for making our channel one of the fastest growing channels on YouTube in politics, in personal finance, in stimulus news, and in unemployment benefits. I always like to set huge goals for myself. So now I'm going to try and be the fastest growing channel in comedy. I'm joking. I don't think I'm much of a comedian, but seriously, I've been researching the relationship between President Trump and House Speaker Nancy Pelosi. And, I believe all of us have something called relationship collateral. In other words, if you want to get something done by somebody else, you have some sort of collateral in the relationship, some sort of a reserve, if you will, where you can call on the other person to try and, reach an agreement. For example, if I'm speaking with someone in my team, hopefully, they listen to me, they have some respect for me. So when I talk to them, there is some collateral there where we can have a discussion and we can come to an agreement. That's just one example. Now, when I started researching the existence of any relationship collateral between House Speaker Nancy Pelosi and President Trump, I found that there was none. Zero. In fact, that research, I have some kombucha here. That research almost gave me indigestion. In fact, let me just drink some of this. Seriously, when I started researching what happened or the extent of the relationship between House Speaker Nancy Pelosi and President Trump, I couldn't believe it. Let me give you some facts here so you understand that one of the reasons we are in this massive gridlock, this massive this stationary situation, this stationary environment with the stimulus negotiations is, did you know that House Speaker Nancy Pelosi has not had an extended face-to-face, has not had a direct conversation with President Trump since the 16th of October 2019? Yep, you heard that right. Since the 16th of October 2019, House Speaker Nancy Pelosi, the number one Democrat, has not had a direct face-to-face conversation with President Trump. Now, they were in the same room in the month of during the month of February at the start of this year for the National Prayer Breakfast, but they haven't spoken. Now, remember, it's been almost a year. We have this pandemic. We have the biggest economic crisis we've seen in a long, long time. We have these raging wildfires across the West Coast, across Oregon. And by the way, I'm hoping that my viewers and subscribers are safe there. I have been praying for you every night, and I want to make sure that you guys are safe. And despite all of these things that are happening throughout the country, the two, House Speaker Nancy Pelosi and President Trump, haven't called each other. President Trump hasn't picked up the phone to call House Speaker Pelosi. House Speaker Pelosi hasn't picked up the phone to talk to President Trump. And like I said, the last time they were in the same room was in February of this year. And that was 2 days after the State of the Union address. And I think everyone knows what happened at the State of the Union address. It appeared as if President Trump ignored House Speaker Pelosi's handshake, and House Speaker Pelosi, at the end of the president's speech, ripped up a copy of his speech afterwards. So quite dramatic stuff. No wonder that I have a little bit of indigestion and I need a little kombucha to be able to get through this video. So House Speaker Pelosi did confirm in an interview with MSNBC that she had not spoken to President Trump about the wildfires that are sweeping California. And so she was asked, hey, why don't you, talk to the president directly as opposed to going through people in the middle? And she said, I quote, well, I've spoken to his representatives and he says that they speak for him. And I take that to be true about the Secretary of the Treasury, and we have worked together because the U.S. Treasury Secretary, Steven Mnuchin, and House Speaker Pelosi have done deals together in the past. And she said, and this is the unusual part, she said, she repeatedly found the president to be unreliable, saying that, I quote, I don't find it a good use of time. Quite frankly, my experience with the president has been that it hasn't been on the level. He'll say something and then it doesn't really happen. So in the interest of time, we'll work with who he sends over. That's what House Speaker Pelosi said. And President Trump said last week, and I quote, that he's taking the high road by not meeting with House Speaker Pelosi and Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer over pandemic relief. He said, these are words from the president, I quote, I know Pelosi, I know Schumer very well. They don't want to make a deal because they think it's good for politics if they don't make a deal. I'm taking the high road by not seeing them. That's the high road. So that's where things stand between them. By the way, just to be clear, in-person meetings, I'm laughing because I don't know what else to do. In-person meetings between House Speaker Pelosi and President Trump have actually turned out to be disasters. And House Speaker Pelosi did walk out of a meeting in October 2019 where the two sides couldn't agree on some things that were said. And apparently the president referred to the House Speaker as a third-rate or a third-grade politician. And House Speaker Pelosi said about President Trump, all roads with you. Sometimes when I do these videos, I can't help myself because this almost seems like it was written as part of a satire for a comedy show. I mean, you could see this in a cartoon. You could see this in a cartoon, and you could probably get a laugh out of it. But this is real life. And House Speaker Pelosi said, "All roads with you lead to Russian President Putin," and and President Trump said, "I hate ISIS more than you do." Guys, I'm sorry, I'm laughing. I don't know what to do. This news, this is non-alcoholic. But the more the more I report this news, the more I feel I should, have a glass of wine while I'm doing these videos for you guys. So House Speaker Pelosi said to a reporter shortly after that meeting, that contentious meeting in October 2019, "We have to pray for the president's health." As you can see, no love lost between the president and House Speaker Pelosi. And this is the status of where things stand right now. And just to be clear, since October 2019, the relationship between House Speaker Pelosi and President Trump has actually become worse. They haven't talked, and they're speaking through individuals who speak on their behalf. And in May, House Speaker Pelosi described the president as morbidly obese while criticizing his decision, while criticizing some of the comments he had made about the pandemic. So, and President Trump responded because, President Trump is, not one to sit back. Neither, by the way, is House Speaker Pelosi. I guess they just enjoy taking shots at each other in full public view, both of them. And President Trump said about Speaker Pelosi, he said that she's a waste of time. And he later thought that he said that she was a sick woman with a... He said she was a sick woman with a lot of mental problems. So that's what Speaker said, and then that's what the president said. I have to try and remain calm in my delivery because I try and do these videos at one shot for my audience. But what House Speaker Pelosi said, she later claimed, "I didn't know that he would be so sensitive." I mean, can you believe that these are comments by the House Speaker, the lead Democrat? She's 80 years old. And by our president, President Trump. I have to check how old President Trump is. I believe he's right around 74, 75. I haven't checked. So forgive me if I'm off by a couple of years, okay? Forgive me. But these are individuals who are in their 70s and 80s, occupying the two top positions in our country, so this is what's happening. The two top political positions from either side in our country. I guess you could add Mitch McConnell to that if you want to get really technical. But again, I don't think that this should be the discourse that is happening between the president and between the top House Democrat, the House Speaker. So, there you have it. So more recently, as if this wasn't enough, more recently, the House Speaker Nancy Pelosi did blast the president as, I quote, pathetic for blaming Democrats for not passing the stimulus package. In fact, she was speaking with CNN's Wolf Blitzer a couple of days ago, and she addressed comments that the president made on Twitter. And this is what the president said. The president said, "Pelosi and Senate Democrat Schumer want trillions of dollars of bailout money for blue states that are doing badly, both economically and in terms of high crime, as a condition to making a deal on stimulus, but the USA is coming back strong." That's what the president wrote. Now, in response, House Speaker Pelosi called the president, I quote, pathetic, and stated that she's confident that an agreement will be reached between the two sides. She said, "I'm completely optimistic. I'm optimistic. I do think we should have an agreement. That's what we all want." And, that is where things stand right now between the House Speaker and President Trump. And blame has been flying back and forth, as you can imagine, since the talks broke down. And this is what the House Speaker said in a recent statement. With millions of workers still unemployed and millions more at risk of losing their jobs, Republicans and the Trump administration continue to ignore the scale of the crisis and refuse to lift a finger to help working families. This is according to House Speaker Nancy Pelosi. So that is basically what's been going on, everybody. you know, this contentious back and forth, this battle, if you will, between the House Speaker and the President. And this, you know, the reason I made this video is I want my viewers and subscribers to make sense of all of this. And I know that this really doesn't make a whole lot of sense, because at the end of the day, they need to just come together, come to a consensus and help those who need it the most. But we're in such a difficult situation in our country, and everyone's struggling, and, you know, we're trying to make sense of all this. In fact, I believe the human brain tries to make sense of everything that's going on. And, you know, when you cannot make sense of something that's going on, then I think we tend to, you know, not feel right. And so in this situation, if you're asking yourself, why is it that the House Speaker and the administration haven't come to an agreement? Well, there are ideological differences. Let's be clear. There are political differences, and there are political agendas on both sides. Remember, we are weeks away from an election, but this is also a battle of personalities. The House Speaker is a strong personality. The President is a strong personality, and there is no love lost between them. And this is where things stand right now. I wish they would come together, but you know, the personality clash, which is leading to this open conflict, is part of the reason why we haven't seen stimulus. And I know that at the end of the day, we need more stimulus, but I'm trying to help my viewers and subscribers understand, at the end of the day, if one person has a disagreement with another, the person, hopefully the two people have some sort of collateral to build on, some sort of relationship collateral, some area of mutual consensus. Here, there's nothing, zip, zero. And that is part of the problem why we are not seeing further stimulus so far. And it is unfortunate and it is sad, but you know, I'm trying to let my viewers and subscribers know exactly what's going on. Let me know in the comment section below what you think about the current state of the communications or the current state of the relationship between the Speaker and the President. Clearly, it gave me indigestion. I'm drinking kombucha while I'm recording these videos. And you know, that's where we stand right now. Let me know what you think. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. My name is Dr. Nitin Chhoda with Ignition Time. If you don't know anything about me, check out my introductory video. I have the fortune, the honor, the privilege of living the American dream. I am a symbol of American exceptionalism. I am a beneficiary of the greatness of America. I mean, if I could, I would just, you know, get the House Speaker and get the President on the phone, and I would be on a three-way call with them and say, can you please chat with each other for 10 minutes and I'll be a moderator to make sure we stay on track. I mean, I wouldn't mind. So if the White House wants to reach out to me, I'm sure you guys can reach out to me, and you know, that's not a problem. But more importantly, I think that there needs to be some area of consensus. So I hope we reach that consensus. Again, like I said, my name is Dr. Nitin Chhoda with Ignition Time. If you learned something new from this video, please click like, please subscribe, please enable notifications. Really helps out our channel. It's your vote of confidence in me, in my team, in all the work that goes into these videos. It helps the YouTube algorithm, and I would really, really, really appreciate it if you just take a minute of your time to click the like button. Also subscribe, enable notifications so you get instant updates. Now, speaking of updates, sometimes YouTube does not send out notifications on time. So go ahead and bookmark youtube.com/ignition time. Again, that's youtube.com/ignition time. Then you can visit our homepage, and then you can just check out our videos at your convenience. You don't have to depend on YouTube notifications. Speaking of notifications, get your cell phone out, send a text message with the word ignition or with the word time to 70,000, that's 70000, and you can get on our SMS alerts list, and then you can opt out at any time if you want. You can also go to ignitiontime.com/alerts, that's ignitiontime.com/alerts, and get on our email list, and you can opt out of those emails at any time if you want as well. We'll send you breaking news and alerts by SMS and by email, and again, you can opt out at any time if you want to. Also, follow us on Instagram. Our Instagram handle is ignition_time. We release exclusive content on Instagram. Again, our Instagram handle is ignition_time. And also follow us on Twitter. Our Twitter handle is also ignition_time. That's ignition_time. Follow us on Twitter so you can get real-time breaking news and breaking alerts on Twitter much faster than you would get, because it does take us time to film videos, do some editing on the videos, release them, add the thumbnail, add the description and all of that good stuff. So Twitter will allow you to like go bam, bam, bam. You'll get important breaking news from us as well as retweets of information that we think is absolutely crucial. Thank you so much for watching. Remember, we release videos at 2 p.m. East Coast time most days of the week. So please click like, please subscribe, please enable notifications so you get those alerts. Thank you so much for watching. I'm looking forward to seeing you in the next episode of Ignition Time. Thanks. Bye.